What's up, fellow bookworms, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dylan, and today we're going to be talking about the Kindle Paperwhite. I bought this thing almost exactly a year ago to the date, and I just want to share my thoughts and kind of explain how they've changed and evolved over the first year of owning this device. Here are the good things that I can say about this device. The first and probably most important is that it's helped me to read so much more. So before I bought the Paperwhite, I was good for maybe a book a month, maybe a book and a half a month if I was really doing well. But now that I've owned this thing, my reading has doubled, maybe even quadrupled, depending on the month, even the week sometimes, because it's made reading so much more convenient and so much more accessible. So I don't know about you, but most of my downtime comes at night, and sometimes I don't want to leave the comfy couch to go turn the light on and get a book off my shelf. And I mean, I know that sounds lazy. It is lazy, but the Kindle Paperwhite or any Kindle really just makes it easy to pick up a device, power it on, not worry about adjusting the lights, not worry about a glare or anything like that, and just read a couple chapters and just kind of enjoy my downtime while I've got it. And without a doubt, the reason that the Kindle has made reading so much more accessible is because of an application called Libby. So I've already done 2 whole videos on Libby before, so I'm not going to give you all the details in this video. If you're interested, I'm going to link those videos in the description below, and you can check those out after you're done with this video. But the short version is Libby allows you to access an entire catalog of ebooks that you can read on your Kindle through your local library system, and sometimes even other library systems. But again, a lot more details on that in one of the videos linked below. In addition to Libby, another really great thing about the Kindle that I've learned about over the last year is Kindle Unlimited. So when I first heard about Kindle Unlimited, I think I actually got a free trial when I purchased my Kindle. I think it was 3 months I got for free, where I could test out the service. And if you haven't heard of it, Kindle Unlimited is basically like a library subscription, but instead of being free and paid for with your tax dollars, you pay Jeff Bezos and he'll let you read some of his books every month. It's pretty expansive as far as the library goes. There's tons of books, probably millions of books on Kindle Unlimited. A lot of them, probably even the majority of them, are going to be self-pub books, which I think is great if you read self-pub books. If you want to support smaller authors, Kindle Unlimited is a great way to do that. We're not going to get into all the details of revenue sharing and all that, but it's a great way to support smaller authors. But more and more, especially lately, Kindle Unlimited is adding a lot of bigger name authors and bigger books to the catalog. So it's, I think, $10 a month now, and like I said, it's a library. You can read unlimited books. There's no limit, hence the name, and discover some new authors. I think that's really been one of the coolest things for me about Kindle Unlimited is hearing about and getting to read books that I probably wouldn't have read otherwise. Now, in addition to Libby and Kindle Unlimited, another thing I've learned about in the last year that's really made the Kindle Paperwhite good in my estimation is Kindle Daily Deals. So obviously these are not exclusive to the Paperwhite, but I didn't really know about this when I bought the Kindle. But Kindle offers, well, really Amazon offers really steep discounts on lots of books. And there's daily deals, which has become kind of my morning routine. Wake up and check the Kindle Daily Deals to see if there's anything on there worth buying. And usually they range from like 99 cents to, at most, usually $4.99, $5.99. So the Paperwhite makes reading affordable, not just through Libby, where you can read for free, or even Kindle Unlimited, where you can read unlimited books for $10 a month, but also if there is a book that you really want to buy, not available through either of these services, chances are you're going to get a pretty steep discount on it. At most, a Kindle book's going to cost you $15 to $16 typically, which is a lot for an ebook. But I usually have never paid more than $5. I wait for a book, and it almost always comes on sale within a week or so. Not always, don't quote me on that, but yeah, I've usually never paid more than $5 or $6 for a Kindle book. And that kind of leads me to another thing I want to mention in the good category concerning the Paperwhite, and it's the only thing I did know about before actually purchasing the Paperwhite, and that is, of course, the price. So retail full price when it's not on sale, I think the Paperwhite is currently $119. Let's just call it what it is, $120. But it's almost always on sale. You can catch it on sale like once a month during Prime Week, especially. It's deeply discounted, and you can almost always get it for $100 or less, which I think is a steal of a deal for what the device is. And again, when you factor in the cost of physical books, $15, $16, $17 for a paperback, $30 for a new hardback, the thing pays for itself in a couple books. 3 or 4 hardbacks, 5 or 6 paperbacks, and you've basically bought a Kindle. Now, has the Kindle slowed down my spending on physical books? No. As you can see behind me, I've got an overflowing bookshelf, and my wife's got a close to overflowing bookshelf behind me. But it's definitely, again, saved me some money over the last year. So it's just a convenient and economical way to consume books, to put it very simply. But then the last thing I want to mention, which is kind of just a tech spec that I want to mention before we move on, is the battery life on this thing. So I can say, without too much exaggeration, I have probably charged this thing 3 times in the last year. It's absolutely insane, the battery on this thing. It lasts for a month and a half, 2 months sometimes. Obviously, it's going to depend on how much you use it, how much you read on it. I do have a few other Kindles that I use. There's kind of a rotation, so that definitely plays into it for me in my case. But the battery life is amazing. Charge it once and don't worry about it for probably a couple months. It's great. But that said, there are a couple things that I would have to put into the bad category. Some things I've learned about this device in the last year that I don't love, to put it mildly. The first is that it is a bit clunky at times. So the tech on this thing is very simple. It's not an iPad for sure. It's basically a screen that you can read text on. It's very slow. It's kind of awkward to use sometimes when you're typing in like a book or something, when you're searching the store for a book or searching for an author or whatever. It'll lag a little bit. You'll like type the whole thing out and it won't actually type out in the search bar. And then sometimes all at once it'll just fill as you're like retyping it. So now you've got like Stephen King, It is a bit glitchy, but again, it's a device meant mostly to read on, and it does a great job at that. It's very comfortable. It's very easy to use. So, but just know it is a bit clunky. And then the second thing, and by far my biggest complaint about the device, is the placement of the power button. So I have a case on mine, which helps out a lot actually. But if you don't have a case, you'll notice that the power button is right on the bottom. Naturally, of course, it's like right where, if you're right-handed, your pinky would rest on the bottom of the device to kind of, hold the thing. And so I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally powered the thing off while reading, and you get used to it. Unfortunately, it just happens so much that it kind of just becomes part of the process. But if you have a case, it really solves the problem pretty much entirely. But just know that the power button on this thing is in the worst possible spot. But now for the big question, is the Kindle Paperwhite worth it? After owning the thing for a year, I can say without a doubt, the answer to that question is yes. It has changed my reading so much. It's made reading so much more accessible and easy and affordable and convenient and all the other good things that I've said for a relatively low price. I realize $120 is a lot of money, especially to spend on something that you don't necessarily need. You can go buy books, you can buy used books for a few dollars and satisfy your craving to read, right? But it does make reading just so much easier and so much better in my opinion. And so the Paperwhite is definitely worth it. The biggest pros, as I've said, being that you can access Libby and read pretty much any book you want for absolutely free. And if it's not on Libby, you can read it for a very discounted price through Kindle Unlimited. But let me know in the comments below if you have a Kindle Paperwhite. Do you love it as much as I do? Are you kind of neutral on it, or maybe do you hate it? I would love to hear why in the comments below. But if you're in the market for a Kindle, make sure to check out some other videos that I have. I've got a full-length review for the Paperwhite and lots of other really, I think, good Kindle content as well here on the channel. And don't forget, I've linked the Libby videos in the description below. And I also have linked a video that's going to save you some money, because in that video, I talk about the Kindle Kids, which is fantastic, not just for kids, but for adults as well. So if you want to know more about that, again, the link for that video is going to be in the description. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.